Hello. I'm here to talk about the interpersonal communication with technology. I would have to say that there's some pros and cons about communicating through email, text, messaging, any type of social media, because a lot of times you can send a message and it could be read wrong. As to reading it, you would not think that somebody was saying one thing, but then they're saying another. So I think when it comes to texting, a lot of people always get things misconstrued, or they take it out of context or read it the wrong way. And also when you're texting or emailing or messaging, you really don't proofread. You just kind of text and send it. A lot of times I do the same thing and have to go back and reread like, oh man, I messed that all up. But when you're communicating that way, I don't think it's very personable because you're not really getting to hear what the person has to say. Personally, I like to talk on the phone versus texting because you always get things wrong by text messaging versus, talking to someone face to face or on the phone. Also, when you're doing emails, it is good for business, but at the same time, you have to watch your grammar, your punctuation, and how you state things and how you say it. Because, like, again, somebody may take it the wrong way than what you're really saying. So a lot of times, for a lot of people, I think it is best that you communicate, one-on-one or personally in person. For me, I rather talk to somebody in person versus over the phone or text message or message, because I want to see their reactions and their expressions on their face when I do say something or how they're feeling. Because a lot of times you could talk to somebody and not really know at the end of that conversation at the phone how they really truly are feeling about it. So, it can hinder things, in daily lives and daily living and also into the work area. So by proofing what you're saying or even trying to figure out how to say things without hurting somebody's feelings when you're not really trying to is really hard. So, I guess for the most part, communicating short text or short messaging or emailing is fine. But I think when you're really trying to explain or get a point across, it's best to communicate either face to face or by telephone conversation. But most times, face to face is probably the best way to do things. Now, if you're just, conversating with a family member, by Messenger Live or, Snapchat, okay, that's fine. But when you're really trying to get something done or get something serious of the nature across, it is best to just talk it out or, even face to face. So that's my take on, interpersonal communication with technology. Preferably I think it's better to talk, face to face versus communicating email, text messaging, messenger, or Snapchatting, just because you want to have that personal communication with someone.